Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We will be working on Unit 3, Lesson 14. So open up your black notebook, and we have our first page to begin on. Unit 3, Lesson 14, Unsimplifying to Divide. And let's look at this first example. So copy this down in your black notebook. It goes on to say 2/3 divided by 5/7 equal. We cannot divide the numerator of 2/3 by 5 or the denominator by 7, and that was that shortcut way. To be able to divide, we need to unsimplify 2/3. To unsimplify, we write it as an equivalent fraction to the numerators and the denominators, which are divided evenly. So, showing you another way of doing this, again, you could set it up as 2/3, division symbol becomes multiplication, and 7/5. Which would be 2 times 7 is 14, and 3 times 5 is 15. And then if you can simplify, you would simplify, and I believe that is simplified. But let's look down here. It says step 1, it says 2/3 divided by 5/7 is the same as 2/3 times 5/5 times 7/7. 2/3 times 1 times 1. 2/3 unsimplified. 2/3 unsimplified. 2/3 times 5/5 times 7/7. Numerator 5/5, denominator 7/7, divided by 5. So in step 2, it says here, so now you have 2 times 5 times 7. 2 times 5 times 7. And you have 3 times 5 times 7. 3 times 5 times 7, divided by 5/7. Now, here's where it starts to simplify it down. So here you have 7/7 divided by 5/7. 7 divided by 7, right here, 7 divided by 7 is 1. So now you have 2 times 7 over 3 times 5. And 2 times 7 is the 14, and the 3 times 5 is the 15. Okay, so it's just showing you another way of solving this problem. If you like to find the reciprocal and then multiply, that's great. But if you look at it and you follow these steps here, which I would encourage you to jot down, you could do that as well. And it says, how is the number you divided 2/3 by in the original division problem related to the number you multiplied 2/3 by in the final multiplication problem? So how is the number you divided 2/3 by? Well, you divided 2/3 by into 5/7. And how is that related to the number you multiplied by? Well, now it becomes 7/5. Okay? So they're related, that it's the reciprocal is basically what it is. Let's look at the definition. To unsimplify, go ahead and copy this down in your notebook. To unsimplify is to rewrite a fraction as the equivalent fraction with a greater numerator and denominator. Okay, so here we go. Unsimplify 3/5 by applying it by 6/6. Okay, unsimplify 3/5 by multiplying it by 6/6. So what they're saying is to rewrite a fraction as an equivalent fraction with a greater numerator and a denominator. 3 times 6 is 18. 5 times 6 is 30. So 3/5 and 18/30 are equivalent. 3 times 6, 5 times 6. Copy that definition down. Copy that example down. All right, so let's look at a couple more here. Let's look at number 2. So here we go again. Step 1. Copy the problem down. 3/8 divided by 2/5. Okay, using this method of unsimplifying. Again, 3/8 times 5 over 2. And then you end up with 15 over 16. Okay? Now, let's look at how they solve this problem. 3/8 divided by 2/5 is, unsimplifying it, would be 3/8 times the 2 over 2, which is your numerator, times the 5 over 5, which is your denominator, divided by 2/5. Okay? It's 3/8 times 1, because 2 over 2 is 1, times 1, 5 over 5 is 1. 3/8 unsimplified. Okay? Now take it to step 2. Now you have the 3 times the 2 times the 5. The 8 times the 2 times the 5. And now 2 divided by 2, okay, 2 divided by 2 is what? 2 divided by 2 is 1. 5 divided by 5 is 1. So you just got rid of that, and now you're down to 3 times 5 and 8 times 2. Okay, 2 divided by 2, 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 5 divided by 5 is 1. So you end up with this 5 being left and this 2 being left. 3 times 5, 8 times 2. So 3/8 times 5 over 2. And then that would end up with 15 over 16. And then it goes on to say is when dividing fractions, unsimplifying the dividend and then dividing the numerators and the denominators is the same as multiplying by the reciprocal of the divisor. And that's exactly what I would do. But it's just another way of looking at it. 2/3 divided by 5/7 is the same as 2/3 times 7/5. So know this unsimplifying, but know that you can always find a reciprocal and come up with the same answer. Okay? Copy number 2 down if you haven't done so already. All right, divide by either method. So they're allowing you to divide either by dividing numerators and denominators or by multiplying by the reciprocal of the divisor. Okay, and then it says the following division methods give the same answer. Method 1, dividing the numerators and the dividing denominators, or multiplying by the reciprocal of the divisor. You end up with the same answer. Okay, so I'd like you to practice both ways. 1/10 divided by 2/3, 1/10 times 3 over 2. Okay, refer back to this example that you copied down, or this example that we copied down. For your homework for 314, it says you can divide by unsimplifying and dividing numerators and denominators, or by multiplying by the reciprocal. So whatever way you feel more comfortable with, or most comfortable, is what I would do. And then here they actually show you the same step again when you look at the homework page here. Unsimplified and divide. Notice the denominators divide. You need to unsimplify to be able to divide the numerators. So here it's taking you through that same step. 7 over 15 divided by 2 over 5 is the same as saying 7 over 15 times what number over what number divided by 2 over 5, which is equivalent to saying 7 over 15 times by what number over what number divided by 2/5 is equivalent to 7/3 times 1/2, which is equivalent to what? Okay? Multiply the reciprocals of the divisor. So 7 over 15 divided by 2/5 equals 7 over 15 divided by times 5 over 2. Okay? Let's pull off number 9. I think I have it in here. I do, with the answer, so I just want to make sure that we understand. Where was that? It was the homework problem number 9. Do I have it? Oh, there it is. Okay, so I'm just going to real quick clean this up. So if you stare long enough, you can see some answers there, but it's gone now. And I'm just going to isolate number 9. All right. Okay, so this is the two methods again. You have 7/5 divided by 2 over 5 is equivalent to 7 over 5 times the numerator, 2 over 2, divided by the 2/5, which is equivalent to 7 times the 2 over 2 divided by the 2/5. Okay? And then they said the 15 divided by 5 is the 3, and the 2 divided by the 2 is the 1. Okay? So then divided by 2/5 is equivalent to 7 over 3 times 1 over half. 7 times 1 is 7. 3 times 2 is 6. Okay? So look what they did here. And then multiply by the reciprocal of the divisor. So this is the way that I like to do it. 7/15 divided by 2/15 is the same. 7/15 times 5 over 2, which is 7 over 3 times 1/2, which is 7/6. And you always should change it from an improper fraction to a mixed number. So really, that's what you're working on for tonight. Unsimplifying. Another way of solving division and multiplication problems. Tomorrow in class we will work on this some more, but that concludes our lesson for Unit 3, Lesson 14.